Welcome back to a new episode. Jane's POV, she just run away like that, leaving everything behind. I asked my man to search for all the city for her. Jungkook was little kid. I could not leave him alone in the house. I took Jungkook with me and drove around the city searching for her, running around in the rain late at night. I should have tried harder. I should have told her from the beginning. I see. Namjoon could not speak anymore as tears rushed out. I held him tight, begging him not to cry. Seeing him cry is the worst thing. I don't have to calm him down. I can't say it's okay. Because everything that happened is not okay. We went through a lot these years. She hated me till her last breath. She hated me, Jane. She hated me so much. My heart got hard. Heavy seeing Namjoon. Don't cry, please. I pleaded. Come. I took his hand and made him stand up from the couch to walk him into our room. I gave a quick nod at Jungkook, mouthing, I will take care of him, and I gave another nod towards Taehyung and Jungkook, silently telling him to take care of that kid. I took Namjoon out of there to avoid Namjoon to break down in front of the kids. Namjoon needs to calm down. He needs space, comfort. So, as that kid Taehyung, I need to leave those kids alone to sit. I made Namjoon sit in the bed and his back to the headboard. I sat beside him, taking his hand in mine, kissing his clenches tightly. I will bring some water for you. I kissed his temple and walked into the kitchen. I frowned when I saw Jungkook pouring some water in the glass. Lost into thoughts, not realizing the glass is overfilled. Jungkook, I called. Walking to him, he snapped out of his thoughts as I called his name. I took the bottle from his hand and put it beside the glass and looked up at Jungkook, who is watching me with that sad look, the same look he had when he saw his dad crying for the first time as a kid. He still looks a kid to me. I don't know what to do, he said slowly, looking like he was about to cry. Did you? No, he's not even looking at me. He just sat there looking at the ground. Jungkook said, looking at me helplessly. I'm scared, Emma. He said, fear evidence in his voice. The fear of losing the person he loves. Don't be scared, Jungkook. He is trying to process everything. It will be hard for Taehyung. You need to be there for him. Talk to him. Yes, he needs some space to think, but doesn't have him alone. Just sit with him, hold him, tell him you are there for him. You will go through it, Cookie. I said, patting his shoulder. He needs you. Be there for him. I told Jungkook, making him sigh, letting the tension. I speak to him. I pushed his shoulder lightly, urging Jungkook to walk. Hey, I called him to make Jungkook look behind his shoulder as something hit my mind. Did you realize Taehyung is your cousin? Not blood related though, I said. I did not have time to see Jungkook's reaction as my eyes fell on Taehyung, who is standing at the kitchen door. By the look from his face, I am sure he heard the cousin thing. Jungkook gave me that look. I'm gonna kill you. Before walking towards Taehyung, I raised my hands in defense to reply of his deadly look. Damn, this. Y'all are scary. I look Jungkook's POV, my heart dropped by the look on Taehyung's face when Jin said we are cousins. Baby, I walked to Tae. He did not say anything after that, said what happened in the past. Not even a single word. I could even tell what he is feeling like. It hurts to see Tae like that. I want to go home, Taehyung said. As I reached near him. Baby, talk to me, I said, reaching to hold his hand. I will take a taxi, Thay said, still not looking into my eyes. No, no, I will take you home, I said fastly, not wanting Taehyung to overthink. Thay nodded. He just nodded, nothing more. I walked him out of the mansion into the passenger seat of my car. They kept quiet all the time, all the way. I was wondering what he is thinking about exactly. Is Taehyung said, hurt, angry? How does it feel knowing that his mom go through? How does he feel about Hoon, his dad? Is he angry at Hoon or is he sad about his death of the person who is supposed to be his father? Baby, you wanna go home or condo? I asked, holding his hand as I started driving. Condo, he said, not looking up from his lap. Maybe I should give some time to think, time to process everything. I kept quiet. The drive, the silence made every second feel like hours. Finally, we reached his condo. Baby, we are here, I said, letting the engine die. Taehyung said, looking through the window. From the look on his face, he is surprised that we are there already. Don't leave me, Taehyung said, more like mumbled to himself. By opening the door, he did not even realize he said that out. They was not supposed to say that out. Do his thoughts slip his mouth unconsciously? Is he thinking silly? I hopped out of the car and walked to the other side of the car for Taehyung, who is about to walk away for the car. With his eyes on the ground, Taehyung looked up. When I finally reached in front of him, I took him into a hug, holding Tae onto my chest carefully like he was the most fragile and precious thing I know he is. Baby, I'm not leaving you. I will never do that. Never hurt me, hit me, scold me, push me away. Even if you hate me, I am not leaving you. Don't do the worst to me. Still, I will come and hug you, love you. I don't even know how that thought crossed your mind. I'm sorry. They started sobbing, his arm around me, hugging me tightly. He held my shirt at my waist into his fist, sobbing into my chest. I can feel his tears. My heart clenched by the sound of his breathless sobs. Please don't be sorry. It's not your. I could not speak. I gulped the lump in my throat, trying my best to hold my tears. Taehyung is sobbing. He is sobbing hardly that he could not breathe. My heart can't take it. Seeing him cry in the last thing I want to see in my life. I will die happily before making him cry. Then how do I stop him, baby, please? I pulled him out from the hug and held his face into my hands. He cried. His eyes, the eyes I filled with tears and torn red tears falling from his eyes, dropping on his cheeks, falling on the ground, and he is gasping for air between his sobs, not looking into my eyes. Baby, look at me. They look it up into my eyes, gasping for air. I would rather wish for death than seeing him like this. Breathe, I told Tay, calmly rubbing off the tears from his cheeks with my thumbs. They did not breathe but choked on another sob. God damn it. Just breathe, baby, I shouted, holding Tay on my chest. My left around his waist and my right hand traveling through his hair. Please, baby, breathe, I'm begging you, I said calmly, resting my chin on his head. With my hand resting, still crashing through his hair, it's killing me. Please breathe, I said as he started breathing normally and his sobs are dying slowly. Once he stopped crying, I slowly pulled Tae back and looked at his face, and Tae is looking straight into my eyes. I don't know. Jungkook is just so hard. Everything happened that I don't even know what I am feeling. I wish I have never read that diary. I wish I never asked Apajun about the past. I wish this is a dream that I could not remember. In the morning, he said helplessly, "That hurts." They told, making my heart drop. "I know, baby, we will go through it together, okay?" I asked. He nodded. I kissed his forehead. I took his hand and we walked to the lift. When the lift opened in the fifth floor, it smelled like. We walked to his condo. Shade filled the air. I can feel the heat from the condo door. I frowned. We are just 2 steps away from the door. I saw flames coming out of the edges of the door and lost in the air. My gaze turned to Taehyung, who stood beside me. I lost in my thoughts. When I looked back to the door, my eyes went wide. The door flew down, landing on the ground, and the flame burst like a volcano. Heat. Everything my eyes could see is bright orange flame rising. The heat coming from the flames, which can burn the whole body within a minute. The flame that are rising onto us. Taehyung, Jungkook pulled Taehyung down to the ground with him and rolled away before the fire could reach them. Taehyung was shocked. Everything happened fast. They could not catch up with it. They ended up hitting his head to the ground. In the process, Jungkook dragged Taehyung towards the stairs, and which are at the end of the floor. Jungkook heard Taehyung hit his head to the ground, but he should take him out of the floor. This floor soon. They climbed 2 floors down before Taehyung went unconscious. Jungkook catch him in his arm before Taehyung fall on the ground. Baby, baby, Jungkook called Taehyung, who is trying hard but failing to keep his eyes open. He pulled his phone out of the pants and called the ambulance. "Hello, Apajun," Hobie said into the phone as soon as the call answered from the other side. "It's me, Jin," Jin whispered. Hobie looked at the screen again to see if he called Namjoon or Jin. The screen displayed Namjoon's number. He brought his phone to his ear with a frown. "What happened to Apajun?" Hobie sounded worried. "He is sleeping now. A lot of stuff happened here, Hobie," Jin said with a sigh. "What happened? Are you okay? Is Apajun fine?" Hobie started asking questions, worry evident in his voice. "Calm down, son. Calm down, let me explain," Jin said to Hobie, who is treated as a son by both and Namjoon and Jin. Taehyung and Jungkook came around a few hours back. Jin explained everything that happened not long back. "OMG, that's so freaked up. How does Apajun doing? What about him? Oh, it must be hard on that boy," Hobie said into the phone. "Yeah, and Hobie, handle those projects yourself. We are not coming to the office for a couple of days," Jin explained. "Surely take care of Apajun," Hobie assured. "How are you doing? I mean, that boyfriend of yours," Jin asked in a teasing tone. "Not boyfriend, it's boyfriends. I am together with Yoongi and Jimin. We are doing good. Youngmin is staying with me recently. Everything feels so good," Hobie said, smiling to himself. Oh, that's what's a great news. Always use the protection with and tell this to your boyfriends too. You hear me?" Jin asked in a teasing tone. "I am still young to be a grandpa," Jin exclaimed, making Hobie cringe. Oh God, Hobie's face palm, trying hard to not blush at Jean's teasing. Hobie, his boyfriend, burst into the cabin, breathing heavily like he ran a mile. Fire, condo, Tete, Jimin said between his breath. Hobie placed his phone on the table and rushed to the Jimin, who looks near to crying. Jimin, sweet, what happened? Hobie asked, taking his boyfriend into his arm. Tete's condo catching fire. People from other floor call me because the fire spread into my condo too. That means Tete's condo must have burned out before the fire spread to my condo. What if Tete wasn't there? OMG, it's like on the fifth floor. He could not even jump out of the room. I need to go. I should go. Jimin rumbled and was about to run out of the cabin with his hands shaking in fear of losing his dear one. Hobie quickly catch his wrist and stop Jimin. Hobie, baby, here, look at me. Calm down. Hobie looked Jimin hand into his. Please, I need to go there. Tete must be scared. He's Jimin lips trembled. He could not make a word out. Jimin, calm down. You are shaking. Hobie said, held Jimin in hand around his shoulder and walked out of the cabin. They reached the condo within few minutes. There is a fire engine parked in front of the building. Firefighters trying to put off the fire by using water. When Jimin and Hobie look up, they saw the two condos on the last floor are on fire. Jimin made a run towards the lift, but officers did not let him go into the lift. Sorry, sir, you can't go up there. There is a chance of fire spreading to the other floors. Everyone is down there. You need to wait with them. The officer pointed to the ground of the people who soon Jimin recognized as the people live in the different floors of the building. Officers, Tete is up there. You need to save him. I must go there before something happened to him. Jimmy tried and get onto the lift, but the officer catch Jimin and another officer locked the lift door with a chain lock. Hey, stupid, leave me. Jimin started trying to pull out of the officer's hands. Soon Hobie ran to them and talked to the officer, dragging Jimin away from them. Leave me, Hobie. I swear, if you don't release me, Jimin started. Still eyeing the condo with fire on the top floor. Hobie did not release but dragged Jimin harder towards the car and pushed him into the passenger seat before he got onto the driver's seat. Hobie, where the heck are you taking me? Tete is up there. He needs help. Why don't you understand? Jimin shouts as tears started falling down his cheeks. Hobie pulled over the car at the side of the road. He rubbed his face with his palm, saying, calm down, will you? Hobie said calmly. Hobie tried to stay silent for a few seconds before speaking again. I just called Jungkook. Taehyung is in hospital. What? Is he okay? Jimin yelled before Hobie could complete the sentence. He is fine. He is not exactly in the condo when that fire happened. Hobie explained, making Jimin sigh in relief. Hobie could not help but wonder why Jimin is so worried for Taehyung. No, they are neighbors and know each other for a couple of years. Are they friends? But the way Jimin acted after hearing the fire accident, does he treat Taehyung just a friend or neighbor? No one gets crazy worried about a neighbor and ready to run into the fire. Does Jimin feel more than a friend towards Taehyung? Hobie, Jimin's voice brought him back to the thoughts. Can we drive to the hospital? I want to make sure he is okay. Jimin said, why do you care so much about him? Hobie nodded and started the engine drive to the hospital. When they reach a hospital, Jimin went crazy again. Jimin ran into the hospital, sweating crazily. Hobi frowned at Jimin's behavior. Finally, the receptionist told the room number that they put Taehyung in. Jimin rushed to the hospital room with Hobi following him with a frown and confusion. Oh my god, he is fine. Jimin smiled, but tears dripped on his cheeks as he watched Taehyung through the glass door of the hospital room. Taehyung sleeping on the hospital bed with saline dripped through the thin pipe that injected to the back of his left palm. Right palm linked with Jungkook's palm, who sat beside him. In a chair, Jimin jumped slightly when he felt a hand on his shoulder. Oh, you scared me, Jimin smiled nervously, patting his chest with the fist lightly. We need to talk, Hobi said, still frowning. Jimin looked at him confusedly, but still nodded. Hobi walked away from the hospital room into the empty hall. Meanwhile, Jungkook, who noticed Jimin and Hobi standing outside the room talking, he slowly pulled Taehyung's palm out of his hand and kissed his forehead before walking towards the door. But Hobi and Jimin walked away before he opened the door. Jungkook frowned and followed them out of the empty hall. He was about to call them but stopped when he heard what they were talking about his boyfriend. Why are you care so much about him? What do you mean by that? Jimin laughed nervously. You know what I mean, Hobi said. Do you like him? Hobi added, no, what? Jimin said, completely confused. Come on, baby, don't lie to me. I can see the way you care and worry about Taehyung, Hobi said, hurting. Hobi, he is my brother. Jimin explained. Why are you doing this to me, Jimin? Did you guys kiss? Did you like him? Hobi asked, almost crying. Hobi, what the? It's okay, I can take it, but I'm not sure about Yoongi. But tell me, and if you don't like me anymore, Hobi burst in, not allowing him to speak. Whoosh. He is my sibling, okay? He is my freaking younger sibling, okay? I love you and Yoongi, stop it now, Jimin yelled. Sibling? Jungkook uttered from behind, making Jimin's eyes go wide. What sibling? Jin exclaimed from the other side. When Jimin turned other, he saw Namjoon and Jin watching Jimin with a frown. Silly. Jimin crushed mentally, face palming. To be continued. Everyone, I know this episode is short, but don't worry, the next episode I'm going to release it tomorrow. So wait for it, and this story is gonna be in soon. So comment down your thoughts about the next story, and you can also suggest me if you have any suggestion. I'll see you again tomorrow with the next episode. Till then, take care, say bye bye.